fight. Okay. Yeah, my parents are awkward.
All right, so you see this collective wave going up there, and you notice that they are unarmored, but like unarmed. They don't have weapons, but they still have like what looks like ceremonial armor and like different vestments of like.
So
there's less of a chance of us shooting me with a crossbow.
They don't look like they're here to fight, but they look like they're here for a reason.
Yes.
That I don't know, but they're here.
Yes.
And they're highly interested. So.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Now's the last chance to back out if you want to change it.
So I'd say about at 3 o'clock, you guys kind of notice like a lull in the music as the next group come on. And you kind of watch as all these same dwarves, Norman, very blatantly begin to make like a blockade towards the front of the stage here.
Oh, maybe it wasn't us then.
I wonder if Danae is doing something.
Yeah.
Oh
shit! Is she an idol? She's an idol.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
They call me idol.
Take it over.
At this point, you see Danae, Kavoth, and another dwarf begin to take the stage. And you see Kavoth with one arm hauling this drum that's double the size of his body. You see the veins bulging on his arm. And you see this wolf cloak that's draped over his back. It still has the same kind of tattered and bloodstained thing, but you see just red face paint dragged up across his arm and just a dead look in his eyes. You see Danae, this figure, walking up on stage, eyes covered, and walking up into the center and kind of standing up there. And then you see another figure with a limp begin to walk up. As you look and you see it's another dwarven, one of these warriors, but he seems to have a pronounced limp in his right leg. And you see as the crowd begins to like hush, as it's just this sense of like apprehension of what's about to happen next. And there's a blockade of these dwarves from this sect up in the front.
Are they facing the crowd or the stage?
They're kind of like squaring their shoulders and just up and trying not to be super upfront about it, but definitely making a blockade between them and the stage.
Okay.
But which way are they facing?
They're facing the stage, but squared and planted. As you begin to hear Kavoth kind of set this drum down, starts to just take this massive drum and a mallet with his one arm and just you begin to hear this music begin to rise. And you, Miriam, you begin to hear these tones, and you begin to kind of hear what they're singing about. Go and roll a perception check, or wisdom check for me.
No, it's bad. That's 7.
7. It's kind of hard for you to pick apart Danae's songs here, as you see her begin to sing and chant and sway to this music, and you see her begin to take her headdress off, and her eyes are gone. Just black face paint, completely gone, as she sings and begins to sway to this music. And you kind of see a couple of people in the crowd begin to like gasp and look away, and a couple of people begin to like walk away and stuff like that. And a couple of people begin to just like walk up the stage, and you see the dwarves kind of square and block them back in as this music begins to go. And all of you hear this resonating music going through your bodies, and you kind of it just strikes something in you, and you become captivated in this music as this song begins to ring across.
Yeah, I'm fucking into it.
Yeah, me too. This is hype.
You begin to hear them. You begin to see her like shouts and screams from different parts of the crowd, and you begin to see many of the city guard starting to walk up, and as they kind of get close and they get in between the earshot of this music, they just seem to stop, and become captivated, as you all just lock in on this music. And you begin to carve out things. You hear a tale of Gunner's Hold and the fall of the dwarves, the mass exodus and the slaughter, as the rise of the destroyers came over and removed them from their homeland. And you begin to see, you watch her as Danae is singing with the music, and her hair begins to shift from black as one strand goes white, another one goes white. And you see her singing with conviction that you've never seen before. And you see as all the crowd begins to hold their breath and just not be able to move. You feel your breath caught in your chest. And you just see her begin to sing as last things as she shakes her hair, beard and hair just go straight snow white. And she stares up towards the gold district and points and gestures towards the castle.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
She says her final words. And the spell is broken. And all of the movement, as everyone collectively lets out a breath. And the guards rush forward, and the dwarves let them pass through. And they brusquely take Kavoth and Danae and this other dwarf and just shove them off to the side and begin to drag them away. They don't seem to fight, and you just see her slip this headdress back on. Hair completely snow white.
Can I see where they go?
Oh shit.
They're just
That was
dragging them away.
intense.
Okay.
Who was that?
That was Khalid.
Send me their Spotify.
I can't.
That was really good.
I like that. Yeah, I was just like, nope, yep, that's my thing.
Yeah, that was like giving me chills. Scalid.
And the music begins to rise again as a breath of trepidation comes through, and you hear the barker just, all right, next, as everybody seems a little bit uneasy, and the next band begins to play again.
Yep, we're not gonna top that, but I'm wondering if they've been disqualified, so I'm not sure
Solid.
what our next move should be.
Norman, as you watch, you see all of these dwarves that were blockading the stage just drift into the crowd and seem to just one by one filter out of the city.
Okay. I, as always, pass this along to Miriam. I just say as she left, they dispersed and left. That's what they wanted.
Are you like tugging on her tail to get her
Pretty much, yeah. Just like, Miriam.
Can I find Schmitty?
Hey, man.
Is he still around? Can I still see him?
Who was it?
Schmitty.
Schmidt.
I don't know his name, but
Wait for you.
He was the main dwarf that
Oh,
Berman
that one.
Jaegerman
He was number
Jensen. He
one.
was number one.
he was number one.
I love it.
We got ourselves a political affair going.
Do we know where Kavoth went?
he was ushered along with the city guard off
Oh,
into a
that's right.
corridor.
Yeah, did we know anything about some dwarf-y people?
And you heard
Shit,
Are
did
you
we
not-
know any of this?
as you parsed out everything that was going on, it was a story. It was a song of lament, and it was a song of death and destruction, and extreme heartbreak. It was a story of the dwarves that were once a proud race, falling as the destroyers rose up and killed their kin.
Do we know?
They're in exile now.
I don't
They're
know.
the
who
destroyers,
else
yeah.
does.
Hmm?
Does anyone know who the destroyers are?
They were basically it's kind of like the boogeyman.
Okay.
It's a figure that nobody's heard of or seen for thousands of years, but there is not a strong presence of dwarves within the society, and actually Kree and I'd say Kree. Roll a history check for me.
What are you, an archaeologist or something?
I'd say with
We're from
advantage.
different
Oh,
continents.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nat
20.
20.
Okay.
Plus 8.
Roll for double crit.
You hear this song, and you know that singing this song in public in an open setting, this is something that is passed along through the generations of the dwarven race. Even though this is something that you read in books in the university, but it is the equivalent of basically trapping someone in a room of mirrors, shattering them all around them, and then as they came out of the room, they realized they were under a bridge. It is a terrible omen.
Oh my
It is something
God.
that you do not sing in public. It is something that portends great destruction. It is basically the story of how the dwarven race came to its knees,
God.
and any time that anyone sings it, it is a bad omen.
So we have a sick king, a glory hunting prince,
Who's the
and a weird. Still can't get a read on him, like whatever Jafar was. Great
that's
vizier.
right.
The medicine
And I'd
man.
say with a nat 20, you also know that from your readings from what's going on the other side of the wall, that
Injury,
the
mystery.
dwarven race have not had a good time since the destroyers came and ran them out of their homeland.
Did they live on the other side of the wall?
They lived basically the dwarves were the ones that created the wall.
Okay.
They are the ones that, along with the Sylvan race, they're the ones that created the Great Wall that divided these two nations and factions.
Okay.
And then humans kind of came out.
So
and,
they lived at the wall.
Yes.
Then. Okay.
But the dwarves live in the mountains, the far Shimmer Peaks.
Okay.
And basically the humans are the race that kind of came over and took over as the dynasty of the dwarves fell.
So humans are the destroyers.
Wow.
Probably. We ruined everything.
I mean, yeah, we're good at that.
I want to say it kind of lines up a little bit with
Our story.
our
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, honestly, until you translated some of what the fuck just happened, I totally thought they stole our gig.
Man, how are we gonna one up that?
I mean,
Right?
I still feel like that. But
But it was also
that's what I was
better
saying.
than they got ushered
when they
away.
got arrested, did
Yeah.
they get disqualified, or are they still technically in the running?
You all just still have even though most of you couldn't understand the language, you still have the same haunting, resonating tone kind of floating through your mind, and goosebumps and prickles.
I was gonna say, the chordgasm hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
That's still there.
Freegasm.
Oh, what?
That happens.
The freegasm.
Well, that happened. Oh.
I was touching my staff, okay?
It happens sometimes. I don't know if I want to do the play, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if we're
I
gonna
don't
get dragged
think we
away
should.
too.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd get dragged away, but I don't.
No,
No,
drag
I don't
away.
know whether
days
it's
or all that.
I don't know whether it's the
Tags.
omen or the
Hanged, maybe.
Kree, you know that song is pretty much banished.